Hey there, Herd. Steve and Brad coming at you with Ram Fantasy Tournaments. It's divisional round weekend. Right now it's Sunday, and the Lions and the Buccaneers are playing. It's right around halftime. We wanted to go through who picked what for this round and highlight, what we think might be happening based on the picks and what's happened so far in the round.
Yeah,
All right, so let's see, what did the overall field select? So for yesterday's game, we had the Ravens and the Texans. Probably about half the field, it was 51% went for the Texans, 7.3 points. We saw how that turned out when the Ravens smashed them. I think it was 34-10. So about 49% of you got those 1.5 points for the Ravens. It was quite the game. Came down to the wire. I know Brad was sweating a little bit with his Niners, but they ended up pulling it out right at the end, and so 66% of you got those 1.44 points from the Niners. About 34% had swung for the fences with the Packers. It almost happened. Now today we've got the Lions and the Bucks. Big points on the line, really, for the Bucks. It's a pretty tight game so far, 10-10 at halftime. So those, 46% of you who picked the Bucks are really hoping those 5.75 points come through. And then lastly, tonight, a dead split, 50-50 from all the Ram entries for a game that's, one of the most highly touted games of the year. It's going to be an exciting matchup between Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. We've seen this time and time again. And I'm personally rooting for the Bills. That's who I picked in Ram. And that's just, I'd like to see the Bills finally kind of move on and maybe get a Super Bowl. All right. Brad, you want to break down maybe who our top field players are and what you're seeing?
Yeah, so I mean, one thing I always like to point out in Ram, you don't always pick who you think is going to win. Sometimes you look at the spread and it's just worth it for the spread. So like I'm also rooting for the Bills tonight in real life, and I think they're probably going to win because they're at home. I picked the Chiefs because I think it's a really tight. I don't think anybody really knows who's going to win the game. So like I took the 2.79 just because I think it's close. So I'm going to take the points. But also, I really do think the Bills are probably going to win, and I actually would prefer if they won that game. But so you have choices like this. So like when you see like it go, like I don't think half of our people thought that the Ravens weren't going to win, but they just saw the points and thought anything can happen. So just one thing to always keep in mind. But here's what we got going on for our top contenders here. So our top two are Halftime Show and Tribe Pride. They got perfect scores the first round, and they're about 3 points ahead of the they're about 3 points ahead of the pack, essentially. The rest of the pack is right at 14 points. But they both picked the Packers, which means I think out of everybody else, the only person that didn't was a Bass Pro Shower Not Grower. Everybody else picked the Niners. Or no, there's only two people that picked the Niners. CMC for MVP and Finer Niner.
CMC for MVP also.
Yeah. So Finer Niner and CMC for MVP now are 1.5 up because of their pick. So now that gap is closed. So now what you're going to see is in this game where these Tampa Bay, if Tampa Bay gets picked, now that separation is going to become huge. So you get CMC for MVP is really going to be up there with the top two, and he's going to separate out from the rest of them because there's two people that picked Detroit, Palagino, and Shower Not Grower. So Shower Not Grower is in an interesting spot here where he could come out of this as the number one guy or way behind because he didn't chase the 5.5 points that Tampa Bay offers. And then if you could scroll over, Steve, to show the last game with that Chiefs-Buffalo game, this is about an even split for these top. It looks like most people pick Kansas City.
Bass Pro Shop, Finer Niner.
Yeah, so in our top five, there's still going to be a
Bass
lot
Pro
of
Shop
movement.
And Finer Niner.
Yeah, Finer Niner and Bass Pro. So there's a lot of separation in those top picks. And really, it's going to hinge on this Tampa Bay game. If Tampa Bay wins, it's going to put such a large gap with only 3 games left that it's going to be hard for other people to jump in there. Um, if Tampa Bay wins, so really for the group, you kind of want to root for the Lions in the sense of it's going to keep it real tight at the top. But really, a lot of what's about to happen, because like I said, after this, there's only 3 choices left after this, and the spreads should get smaller and smaller because the better teams are rising to the top. So you have less choice or less of a chance to make up points. But this Tampa Bay game is actually going to be the big one for this round to separate out if things continue. So with that, I mean, I'm looking forward to the mix up at the top and to see just what happens with this round and to see the shakeout. I'm assuming we'll probably have all the scoring out on Monday, probably Monday afternoon. So everybody will have a chance to make your picks. The picks and the scoring should be out Monday afternoon to Monday evening, and we'll have the rest of the week before we make the championship, the NFC and AFC championship picks. Steve, you want to wrap us up?
Sure. Well, good luck, everybody. Enjoy the football games today. They're fun ones to watch, and now you have something on the line with your Ram entries. Hope it's a lot of fun, and we'll see you soon with the leaderboard.
See you soon.
Horns
Horns
up.
up.